Hi, boys and girls. Welcome back to STaR Story Time. So remember, we read this story yesterday, and the title of our story is My Supermarket Safari. That's the name of the story. Rebecca Slavin is the author. Remember, the author writes the words, and Wanda Jackson is the illustrator, and the illustrator draws the pictures. Okay, so before we read the story, let's go over a couple of things. So yesterday we heard the word aisle a lot when we read the story, right? We heard the word aisle. Supermarkets have many rows of food and other things that they sell. People walk down the aisles between the rows when they shop. What do you look for when you walk down the aisle in the supermarket? Go ahead and think about it. You can tell somebody who's listening to the story with you, or you can tell me. Okay, so at the end of the story, the girl gets to have 2 cookies because her father says she's a famous writer. Because remember, her writing was posted in the hallway at school where many people could read it. Do you know anyone who is famous? Have you ever heard about anybody who might be famous? Go ahead and think about it, and you can tell somebody who's reading with you, or you can tell me. Okay, so now we're going to get ready to read. But today, when I read the story, My Supermarket Safari, you will act out some of the things the girl does when she shops with her dad. Let's get started. Okay. Every Thursday, I go to the grocery store with my dad. I like to help him with the shopping for our family, but it's also a great adventure for me. The grocery store is huge. It's like a forest or a jungle where you could get lost forever. But I've made up some tricks to help me find my way. The foods in each aisle are all together in groups. One aisle has nothing but cereals. Another has tea and coffee. Another has pet supplies, and so on. All you have to do is learn how everything is sorted, and then it's easy to find what you need. Okay, so do you see the little girl here? She's using binoculars. These are binoculars to search for the store. Can you guys pretend you have binoculars and you're looking in the aisles of the grocery store? Go ahead and pretend you have binoculars. You take your hands and you can make them like this and then put them up to your eyes. Those are your binoculars. Great job. My dad asked me to find something on his list, and I use my super tracking skills to track it down. If he says eggs, I look in the aisle with the milk, cheese, and yogurt, and there they are. If he says canned peas, I look in the aisle with all the canned vegetables. Sometimes I have to try 2 or 3 aisles before I find the right one, but I almost always find what I want. One of my favorite parts of the store is the produce section. That's where they have fresh fruits and vegetables. I like to see the smooth purple eggplants and the broccoli that looks like little trees, the bright green limes, the red, green, and yellow peppers, and the brown, hairy coconuts. We always buy apples and oranges, but there are so many kinds that it's hard to know if I'm picking the right kinds. Bananas are easier because there's only one kind. You just have to get them when they're not too green and not turning brown. Okay, so can you pretend you're feeling a smooth eggplant? What's something that might feel smooth? Or hairy coconuts? Remember, we talked about how things feel. Remember when we learned about our sense of touch? Okay, think about some things and how they might feel in the grocery store in the produce section. After I find something, I have to find my dad again. If I can't find him, I have to look down all the aisles. Sometimes he hides on purpose, so it's like we're playing hide and seek. I really like to go to the deli. Mr. Salvatore slices whatever you want. Salami, cheese, ham, or roast beef. He takes a big hunk of chicken, beef, or ham and slices it as thick or as thin as you want so you can make sandwiches at home. He also has salads, soups, and broiled chickens. When he sees me, he always says how fast I'm growing and gives me a slice of something to help me grow faster. When I grow up, I'd love to have a job in a deli like Mr. Salvatore. Sounds like a yummy job. Look at all the yummy, delicious food over here. One day, a funny thing happened at the store. My dad and I were shopping and hiding around the corner from each other and laughing. Then I saw her right in the middle of the dried prunes. It was Miss Lopez, the principal of my school. Luckily, she didn't see us. I went to my dad and whispered to him. Can you guys pretend you're whispering? Whisper. Pss, 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 pss. And that we had to calm down because we didn't want to get in trouble with Miss Lopez. My dad and I put on our very serious faces. Can you guys make a serious face? Serious face. And went to say hello to Miss Lopez. Actually, she was really nice. I think she's nicer in the grocery store than she is in school. My dad shook hands with her, and she told me what a good student I was and how she loved to see my writing posted in the hall. I was so proud. My dad was too. But I sure am glad Miss Lopez didn't see us when we were goofing off. At the end of our shopping trip, my dad and I go to the bakery. We get bread and rolls, and then my dad lets me pick out a cookie. What kind of cookie would you pick if you were at the store? Mrs. Beitler really likes peanut butter cookies. What kind of cookies do you like? I always pick a green cookie in the shape of a leaf with sprinkles on top and chocolate on the bottom. Yum! Leaf cookies are kind of an odd idea, but trust me, they're delicious. On that day we met Miss Lopez, my dad let me pick out 2 cookies for my famous writer, he said with a smile. Finally, at the checkout line, we put all of our groceries on the belt. The checkout lady is named Sandy. She always says, "How you doing, hun?" She weighs our grapes, apples, oranges, and even my cookies and puts it in special codes for each item. Finally, she tells us how much we have to pay. I'm always amazed. Sometimes it's more than $100. But I guess that's what it takes to feed a whole family for a week. We push our cart out of the store. Can you guys pretend you're pushing your grocery cart, right? You put your hands on the handle and you push, push, push. And my dad gets out of the car. We load all of our groceries into the trunk. Today's adventure is over. But next week, we will have another one. The end. All right, everyone. So remember the little girl in the story said that her favorite part of the grocery store was the produce section. Do you remember that? Okay, so today for our assignment, I want you to draw us a picture and tell us what part of the grocery store you like to go to, okay? And why, and what would you buy from that part of the grocery store? Thanks for reading Supermarket Safari with me, everyone, and I can't wait to see you guys soon. Bye!